Coming up on News Live at 6, look before you rent. Mayor Ben Walsh's new system to help tenants. Next.
Plus, sweeping new tariffs on foreign auto imports are now active. But what does that mean for the central New York area?
And President Trump says he's attempting to, quote, save TikTok. What he's planning when News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
The rental market continues to be an issue for Central New York, but the city of Syracuse says they may have a solution. Welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Tyler Oldano in for Mike Lamort tonight.
And I'm Jackson Breslin in for Jake Morrell. The city is launching a new tool for possible renters. The Look Before You Rent program includes an interactive map where users can view details on rental properties across the city. Information includes code violations, owner listings, and street view photos for nearly every home in the area.
Onondaga County is fighting chronic absenteeism in Syracuse City schools. The community is using $2.4 million of a New York State grant to improve attendance in schools around the area. The state and the school district will work together to determine students who need social service outreach and hire workers to help them. For many college women, stepping into the gym can feel intimidating, but one student organization in SU is changing that.
Our Lily O'Shaughnessy has more on that story.
That's right. For a lot of students, lifting weights used to feel out of reach. But Girl Gains is creating a space where fitness is approachable, fun, and empowering, no matter your experience level. I stopped by one of their recent training sessions to see how this group is redefining what strength looks like. The gym isn't just about reps and results anymore. For Syracuse University students in Girl Gains, it's a place where mindset matters just as much as muscle, and community makes every workout stronger.
There's a lot of girls who kind of like feel this sort of like presence where like they feel like they're not like welcome there, and like I kind of wanted to provide this space where they feel like they could have like a community that's like safe and that's encouraging, and then also just like to provide like their own confidence to like work out on their own.
Girl Gains is a women's weightlifting club aiming to break down barriers in fitness spaces. Open to all skill levels, the group offers everything from technique workshops to motivational group workouts, all centered around support, not judgment. Whether it's hot girl walks, vision board nights, or collabs with other student orgs like the SU Skateboarding Club, Girl Gains mixes fitness with fun.
Our mindset is like, we don't matter, like it doesn't matter like what level you are at when it comes to like working out, like as long as you're interested and you want to learn, like that's all like we want from you. And I think like just like whenever we have like our meetings and whenever we do have events, like we come from a very like open-minded like perspective. Like we're always open to like everything. Like we want people to ask questions, like we want people to be curious, and I feel like that's definitely important to kind of help like that feeling of like people feeling like included.
With members from all class years, no one ever works out alone. From learning proper technique to simply showing up for each other, these women are proving that the best gains come from within. At SU, Girl Gains is more than a gym club. It's a movement of empowerment, one rep at a time. For CitrusTV News, I'm Lily O'Shaughnessy.
Thanks, Lily. Well, time is running out to get tickets to see Brenda Song at Goldstein Auditorium. She's set to speak on Monday for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The event is focused on being Asian American in Hollywood. Song is known for her roles in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and The Social Network. Tickets are free for all SU and SUNY ESF students, but are on a first-come, first-served basis. They can be found on the student box office website.
I'll tell you what is sweet, Jackson, this weather we're having.
It is really nice out today, yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous. How have you been enjoying the weather?
You know, I actually went outside for a walk today. I walked all the way to South Campus, which is a little bit over a mile, I think, and I walked back. It was so nice out, and our weather anchor, Sigourney Bell, is here in studio. And Sigourney, I'm really hoping that you're telling us that this weather is here to stay, because it is so nice.
Definitely, Jackson. Well, I'll get to what the weekend weather is going to look like, but I agree. It is a perfect day to take a walk because it is sunny. It's 51 degrees outside. And yes, I agree, Tyler. That is sweet. It's also sweet to have you guys filling in as my anchors today. I love it. Something different to change up our Friday news. But looking forward to tonight, it's going to be 45 degrees outside. Still going to be pretty warm. Our sunset is going to happen at 7:34. And you can go outside like Jackson was saying earlier, walk and enjoy that beautiful sunset. Now, looking across the board, everyone's getting some high temperatures. In Binghamton, we have 56 degrees, a low of 48 in Fulton. So everyone is kind of having some nice warm weather. I think that's pretty good. We're sharing the love, the sun across the upstate New York region. But that's all the weather I have for you guys right now. I'll send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Sigourney. Well, sticking in the upstate New York area, the latest on New York's Empire AI. Governor Kathy Hochul is giving $5 million for AI departments on 8 SUNY campuses. The list includes campuses right here in Onondaga County with SUNY ESF's, Upstate Medical, and Binghamton University. This is all under Empire AI Alpha, which is housed at the University of Buffalo.
Well, sticking with the governor, Hochul has announced a $20.5 million replacement of the I-90 bridge in Herkimer County. The project aims to increase the dependability and safety of the throughway system. The current bridge will be replaced with a new structure to improve traffic flow. Construction is expected to finish in fall of 2026.
Governor Hochul today also celebrating the completion of the new Highmark Stadium's roof. The stadium is expected to boost the economy of Western New York for decades following its completion. Hochul says, quote, "We've got the greatest facility in all of America, and it is our own Buffalo." The project is set to be finished before the 2026 NFL season.
The Trump administration announced a new batch of tariffs this week, and part of which is a massive tax on foreign auto imports. Auto tariffs like this have not been seen since the 1950s. Our Alex Burstein joins us in studio. And Alex, what can car buyers expect?
Yeah, Jackson, well, the short answer is we don't know. The only definite number right now is this 25% tariff. This is regardless of any previous trade agreements. In Syracuse, that means any car dealer, and well, there's a lot of them, could see much higher prices in the future. The White House says that half of cars sold in the U.S. are international, but Syracuse University College of Law Dean Terrence Lau says the fix of just producing more domestic cars is hard to do.
But I don't think we're going to see a big shift. The reason for that is because U.S. auto plants are already very full, and so it's very hard to shift production from Canada, Mexico, Japan, Korea to the United States when your plants are already full.
Before this, almost all countries have had a near zero import tariff, unless you were selling pickup trucks. So what's going to happen? Well, let's turn to some basic college economics. There's supply and there's demand. And when this works, you see the demand go up because of buyer panic, what happens when there's tariffs. When the demand line goes up, the price goes up as well, and that is where concerns could come in. But Lau says that's not the only reason the price could end up going up.
If car prices go up, and I think we expect them to do so, even domestically produced cars will also go up because, again, prices are set by supply and demand and are set by competitive forces.
With that, prices would rise, so the question begs, why did this move happen? Lau says no one really knows, and local car manufacturers and dealers told CitrusTV the impact is yet to be seen, but could be coming. For now, though, lots of uncertainty in the CNY car market. Reporting in studio, I'm Alex Burstein. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Alex. Well, we have new details in the case of Nefertiti Harris. A hearing yesterday revealed Corrice Parks, the man accused of helping his then-girlfriend conceal the 5-year-old's body, was not read his Miranda rights during his 2024 arrest. A Syracuse police detective involved with the case said the decision was a matter of public safety and that Parks was read his rights later during interrogation. Parks is currently being charged with criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of controlled substances with a trial date set for January 20th.
Police are investigating after they say a man was dropped off at Upstate University Hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. Authorities say that while the 18-year-old is expected to survive, how exactly he was shot remains a mystery. According to police, the man was dropped off by his father at the hospital. They're asking anyone with more information to call the number on your screen right now.
2 teens are now in custody after being found with a ghost gun at Henniger High School earlier today. Police say a Syracuse school district employee spotted the 2 16-year-olds with a handgun and informed authorities of the weapon. Police say the gun was found with no serial number. The teens have been charged with criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd and 3rd degree.
A staff member at Jamesville DeWitt Elementary School is on administrative leave after threatening comments made last month. Police searched the staffer's home and personal devices but found no material of concern. Investigators deemed the threats not criminal in nature The staff is not currently facing any charges. Well, coming up on News Live at 6, details in the president's dealings with TikTok. We'll tell you what his latest actions are.
Plus, China is responding to President Trump's tariffs. That and more after the break.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. A federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to return a Maryland man after he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was sent to El Salvador last month despite a judge's ruling shielding him from deportation.
And Abrego Garcia is married to a U.S. citizen and has lived in the country since 2011. The White House alleges that he's a member of MS-13, though his lawyers say there is no evidence Abrego Garcia was ever in the gang.
President Trump has also fired the director of the National Security Agency after meeting with far-right activist Laura Loomer. General Tim Hawks served as the head of the NSA for nearly a year before his firing.
While the reasons for Hawks' firing are not known, during their meeting, Loomer expressed concerns that some members of Trump's administration needed to be more loyal. At least 6 staffers with the National Security Council have been fired following Loomer's visit.
The Supreme Court is allowing President Trump to temporarily freeze millions of dollars in teacher training grants. The decision ended in a 5-4 vote, with Chief Justice John Roberts joining the 3 liberal judges in voting against the order. Trump's efforts are based on allegations that money was being used for DEI programs.
A federal judge in Boston temporarily blocked the order, and a court maintained the decision before it was appealed to the Supreme Court. 8 blue states rely on the funding, including New York. This marks the administration's first win in the Supreme Court since reclaiming power in January.
President Donald Trump is extending TikTok's deadline to find a new buyer. The app's owner, ByteDance, will now have an additional 75 days to make a deal with the U.S. company. The original deadline was set for tomorrow.
Trump took to Truth Social earlier today, saying the administration is, quote, working very hard on a deal to save TikTok. Now, this comes after Trump delayed his original ban on the app in an executive order on the first day of his presidency. Potential buyers include Amazon, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, and YouTuber Mr. Beast.
Moving across the ocean now, China is imposing a 34% tariff on all U.S. imports beginning next week. The new tariff matches the rate of the U.S.'s reciprocal tariff on Chinese exports ordered by Trump this Tuesday.
The Commerce Ministry in Beijing also says China will impose more export controls on rare earth materials used in tech products. Additionally, China filed a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization over the tariffs.
And coming up on Live at 6, I'll have your 5-day forecast, plus I get our news team involved in a fun little segment. You don't want to miss it.
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Live at 6. I have your 5-day forecast. Now, earlier on the Now, our anchor Matt was asking me if Joey Chestnut was going to get canceled his eating competition because of the rain this weekend. And unfortunately, it is. There's going to be rain on Saturday and on Sunday. And if you look, you can see that on Monday and Tuesday, we're going to get some high percentages of snow. So that's something to look forward to. If you've been looking for another snow day, you weren't really enjoying the sun, well, you're in luck because the snow will come. And then on Wednesday, it's going to be cloudy. Now, earlier before we left for break, I said that I have a fun little segment that I include our news team in. That's because it's National Hug a News Person Day. So I ran around the whole station without telling any of our news team what I was doing, and I made them all hug each other or gave them hugs just to spread a little bit of love. Now we have our reporters on here. We have our news director, our EP, our Juice and Java team, and our floor director and people that we have working with us in studio just to spread the love around our community. And of course, I had to get a picture with our anchors filling in today. They were a little bit confused on why I was hugging them, but it's okay because look how happy we are. I mean, look, that looks like a perfect Friday news team. But yes, it is a great day. So if you know any news person, make sure you go out there and show them some love for their hard work in journalism. But I know Max has some interesting things happening in sports. It's not Hug a Sports Person Day, but Max, what do you have?
We'll get to Max in just a second. Well, the Syracuse Mets actually had their opening day earlier this week.
Our Riley Underwood was there to see how things panned out.
The bats are swinging. The dirt's being raked. Take Me Out to the Ball Game is playing. But the fans are in double digits for the Syracuse Mets opening week. A big reason for that is that first pitch was at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, and also that it was 39 degrees.
You having fun? Yeah! Okay.
But for a son and father who got the day off of work, it's not a bad option.
Just gives us something to do, you know. It gets boring staying inside, and just enjoying the game and enjoying the peace and quiet sometimes of the game like this. Just enjoying time with them, you know.
Well, I got my summertime staple, even though it doesn't feel like it. And the Syracuse Mets fans I talked to said that the time they get to spend together here at the ballpark makes it all worth it.
It's precious to me.
Mary and Woody Woodard are season ticket holders and drive 45 minutes from Oswego for every game.
Spending time together at our age, to me, is very important. You know, you work hard all your lives, you look forward to having a retirement and spending it with someone that you love. And he loves it, I loved it. I mean, I was born to be a baseball star. I should say fan.
Well, the Mets won and the Woodards went home happy. The best part is they get to do it all again tomorrow. Riley Underwood, Citrus TV News.
Those are some dedicated fans, but we'll see if Syracuse men's basketball will also have those dedicated fans on the other side in sports.
Welcome to Live from Studio B.
Welcome to another episode of Culturally and Technically Legal.
Previously on Survivor.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for easy consumption.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It's only fitting that today's date is 4/4, and Syracuse men's basketball has a new player to don the orange and blue. Welcome into sports. I'm Max Gifford. The Orange picked up their third piece in the transfer portal today in the form of guard Nathan George. And George, a point guard from Georgia Tech, averaged just over 12 points a game last year for the Yellow Jackets. And I mean, you want to talk about a guy that is a pass-first point guard? Well, he averaged just under 7 assists a game as well, which bodes well for a Syracuse team that is losing Jaquan Carlos. As a senior. Also, plenty of shooters. And hey, Syracuse has cornered the market on these Nates after picking up Nate Kings earlier this week. Another good guard. But hey, enough about basketball. Let's get over to lacrosse, because Syracuse men's lacrosse, they're seeking their first win since 2018 against Notre Dame. And while on paper it's very easy to write off the Orange, head coach Gary Gate, have you and your squad addressed the schneid that you're currently on?
You know, I don't think they're thinking about that. I know I really haven't. Because I think we've played them tough the last couple times we've played them. And I think we're close, so I think we know we've been close to them, and so we think the opportunity's there, and why not this year?
Why not this year, right? But if you look at the Gary Gate era against the Fighting Irish, well, things haven't really gone to plan. I guess they've been improving just a tad. I mean, look back to that first game in 2022 for Gary Gate. 22-6, lost by just 2 last year. That was a really good matchup in South Bend. Syracuse trying to get back on track tomorrow. That's the matchup at hand. On Saturday, you can make sure to follow our reporter, Dan_Shalom, for live updates. Notre Dame still has Chris Kavanaugh, but Joey Splina, after just a 2-point outing against Virginia, can he bounce back? We'll find out tomorrow. But moving on from the turf to baseball, because it's been a crazy Friday on the diamond. The Mets took care of business against the Blue Jays. Tyler McGill getting the win, and Pete Alonso with a bomb back in Citi Field after signing the contract back. And how about Juan Soto getting his first RBI in Queens as well? But going from Queens to the Salt City after things went swimmingly for the Mets, well, for the Yankees, things went just as well. In fact, this game isn't even over yet. This is only in the top of the 6th, and New York is taking care of business at the moment. Currently 7-1 in the top of the 6th. Still more action to come. Game's not over yet, but we'll go back to basketball to put a bow on sports. You see what I did there? Put a bow on sports. Or I should say tomorrow, the Final Four, the end of the NCAA men's basketball tournament starts. Saturday is the Final Four between both Houston, Florida, Duke, and the one team I'm forgetting there is Auburn. And then the national championship comes Monday as well. It's been chalk madness so far this tournament, but who knows if things will change. Guys, who do you guys have moving on?
Well, Max, it's not really a great year for the Cinderella team. All 4 1 seeds are in the Final Four, but I got to ask you, who do you have going on to the final?
I got to be completely honest. I think Duke's probably the best all-around team in this tournament right now, the lone ACC representative as well. But at the end of the day, I'm just hoping for good games. I feel like every tournament I've asked myself, okay, this is the round we get the good games. This is the round we get the good games. But you have 4 of the best teams pretty much to ever walk the face of the college basketball
planet. I feel like
planet.
these have got to be some pretty good games.
I feel like there has to be some competitive contest coming our way.
Now here's the thing, Max. As the resident Florida person in the room, I have to say this. What about the Gators?
I'll say chomp chomp. I think they have a chance going against a really good Auburn team. Did beat that Auburn team just at the end of the season. The Tigers were really struggling toward the end of the year. So I do think Florida has a fighting chance. I think any of these teams have a fighting chance. I mentioned I really like Duke, but they're going against a Houston team that is very, very strong defensively. One of the best we've ever seen under Kelvin Sampson. But John Shire, he's making some magic over in Durham, trying to lead them to their first Final Four since Coach K retired.
Max Gifford, thank you. After the break, we'll have one last look at your wake-up weather.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Cyprus. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Yeah! Oh, I thought you were on my team.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for you.
With the end of CSGO and the release of Counter-Strike 2.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for your easy consumption.
Welcome back. Now, when you wake up in the morning, if you're waking up around 9:30, or it doesn't matter what time you're going to wake up, because there's going to be rain all day. It's going to be 45 degrees outside, so if you're a rain lover, I mean, this is perfect for you. You still can go on a walk, but I'm not sure. I think I'm definitely going to be staying inside, especially with how humid it is. Now, it's not all bad things, because there are some good things to look forward to in terms of a university union announcement. What do you guys have a little bit more on that?
I'll tell you one thing, I certainly hope it's not raining for Block Party. University Union has announced their lineup for this year's Block Party. Lotto will headline alongside Role Model. The event is on April 25th at 7 p.m. at the GMA Wireless Dome. Tickets are $20 for students and will be available on Monday. Guys, what do we think? Are we excited for this year's?
I mean, I can't say that I've really heard of Lotto or Role Model, but we were playing Big Energy before in the studio, so I got my introduction to her there. So, you know, I've never been to Block Party before, but you can always start.
Yes. I am super excited. I want to be Sally. Role Model will pull someone up on stage for one of his songs, and they'll be that person, Sally. So I want to be that because I love him.
Max?
Maybe I'm not too well versed, but Lotto and Role Model sound like 3 words that we just put together.
A little bit.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We got our Lotto 101 today before studio, and now that I've gotten a little taste, I think I'm gonna be a fan.
Are you gonna go?
Big Energy,
Maybe.
Tyler.
Well, and the good thing is that it's in the dome, so we shouldn't have to worry about the rainy weather.
That's true.
I'm excited about that.
It'll be good.
Billy Joel, Lotto.
And
Lotto?
You're taking Lotto over Billy Joel?
Billy Joel.
Every single time.
All right.
That's a divisive choice.
It's the energy. It's the big energy. That's it.
Well, that's Citrus TV News live at 6 for this Friday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Tyler Oldano.
And I'm Jackson Breslin. Have a great night, Syracuse.